What is up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. Today, we are going to be discussing three things that people wish they knew sooner before moving to El Paso, some things that may want to consider before moving here, and why it might be a good move for you. So, let's get the video rolling. All right, guys, today we're going to be talking about moving here. Things that you should consider. We're going to go over 3 to 4 different things, and it'll give you a bonus at the end of the video. And so some of these might intertwine. Stick with it. Hope you enjoy it. But let's get right into it. Number one, the weather. Okay, so let's get straight into it. Okay, let's not cut around it. But here's one thing that you're gonna want to know, and that is the weather in El Paso is hot. Okay, and I don't mean hot by oh my god, it's so great. No, it's hot. Like literally, we had 300 plus days of sunshine, and quite a few of those are scorching hot where you're literally melting apart. And that's one thing that you want to consider because a lot of people that are moving into El Paso don't realize this, and they're coming from states where the highest that they'll see is somewhere in the 80s or 90s. And then you realize that we get 110 plus days here of degrees. So 110-degree plus weather here in some days. That's what I meant to say. Sorry about that. So take that into consideration. That's one thing. Now, number two in the weather is going to be dust storms. Now, this particular year in 2025, we had a lot of dust storms that happened throughout March all the way down to August, which is unusual because usually it's mostly through March, and then by the end of June, you see them die out. But this year, for some reason, we were extra dusty. So take that into consideration. We do have years where there is a lot of rainfall. This was one of the years where we've had a more rainfall than usual. I believe 2 years ago was around the same thing, but rainfall, we do have some rainfall. And then so after the scorching hot summer that everybody hates and gets over around, well, I want to say around September-ish, we start seeing the weather come down. Now, if you're used to coming from a place where the weather is really cold around December, you're going to get a great kick out of it here because most of the weather here in December is going to be in the lower 70s. Today it was like 50-ish, 60-ish. And you can be around in just a long sleeve shirt or just even a short sleeve and some pants, and you'll be great. And so some of you might love that. But again, hot, very hot. And consider that. If you're moving and you don't like the hot weather, that is one major point. Now, that leads me to number two. That's going to be culture. We have a very diverse culture in crossing with the Mexican heritage because we're right across from Mexico. We're a border town, we're a border city. And so if you have roots in Mexico, it's great because you get to travel right next door. Um, and so you might get some cheaper drugs. And by drugs, I mean medication. Don't take that out of context. But, anyways, you have that borderline crossing. And it's great. You get to have both sides. You get to experience a more richer culture in that sense. And so we are part of Texas, but in some way, shape, or form, we're kind of separated from the big three, which are Austin, Houston, and Dallas. And we're very different in that sense. And so that's what makes this town different. And that's why a lot of people like it. And another reason why, and that's reason number three, is going to be the safety. We're ranked in one of the top safer cities in Texas. Where you will learn this as you come in, and you'll wish you know this, but we are a town that has a small town, but is a big town or big city mentality. So a lot of people still think that we're a small city, and we're not. We're actually pretty big. But there is one thing to consider with that is that we're big and we're growing so much, is that everything is really spaced out. So when you're traveling, real quick, guys, before we continue to move forward with the video, I would like to kindly ask you to subscribe, like the video, and then if you are interested at the end of the video and you want to schedule a call, get in touch with me, have any questions that you might need answers to still, there's links down below. There's going to be my calendar, it's going to be my contact form, and there's going to be ways for you to look at properties that are in the market right now that you might be interested in. So click those down below, and I would love to get in touch with you. Somewhere you're going to have to take your time to travel, and one very huge detriment right now is the traffic. The reason why, it's because we have this plant in our city that you'll see all over the place. It's orange and it looks like a fucking cone. And so basically, excuse my French, basically what that means is that you're going to have a lot of construction throughout the year. We've had construction for over X amount of years, and we're not sure when it's going to be finished, to be honest with you. When it's done, it will be really nice, we hope. But we hope to actually see the end of it by our lifetime as well, because it's been here for a while. So that is one thing. However, compared to traffic in other big cities, not as bad. As many people would like to complain about it, but it's not that bad. You're looking at about 20 to 30 minutes getting to wherever you're going if it's busy. So, it's not that bad. Um, so that's one thing that you should consider as well. So that's number 3 or 4. We're going into them. Okay, we're just going to go into them. Um, After that, you do have to consider wages. So here's the thing. When you move into our town, you'll notice that our actual infrastructure, and a lot of people don't like to acknowledge this or don't ever think about it, but our town is actually built on a lot of small businesses, and that's basically where our economy comes from. We do have big companies that are investing into our city at this moment in time. And that may be the reason why you're coming in here, because we're seeing a lot of big tech companies implement data centers. You have Amazon implementing shipping centers as well, and Facebook, Oracle, all these companies are investing a lot of money into our city, and that's really attractive because we're starting to see that boom. However, the wages here in general are going to be below the average in Texas. So that's something that you may want to consider if you're coming here for a new job. If you're coming here from a company that's relocating you, as you would say, remotely, or maybe they're relocating you here for a new position, that may be a point where you have a higher wage or it's something normal, right? But all in all considered, we do have small lower wages. So that's why the cost of living here is a lot cheaper than it will be in a lot of other cities in Texas. If you look at the medium average right now of homes, and you're looking at Austin or Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, you're looking at price points upwards of the 300s, close to the 400s, maybe even half a million. Here in El Paso, you're looking at a medium somewhere in the 270s, low 300s for a pretty decent size house. So that's one thing you do have to consider moving here out, and understanding that that's the reason why sometimes it's a lot cheaper to live out here, but your money will stretch if you are having a good salary. And if you're not, well, we'll pray for you and we'll try to help you the best that we can. So some things that you want to consider if you are moving out to El Paso. Now, we have a lot of different things. You can be outdoors quite a bit of time. Like I said, you have a lot of sun out, and there's a bunch of trails that you can go hike. There are very beautiful national parks around us. 2 hours away from here, or 2.5 if you're driving pretty slow, you're going to have Redoso, beautiful forest. You get to go out, hang out for the weekend. You have Albuquerque around here as well. There's several different ways that you can go and visit several different spots, because we do border New Mexico as well. So it's something that you may want to consider. Whereas some of these other cities, you can drive for miles and miles and miles and you're still going to be in Texas. So, where do you want to go? But these are a few things that you would want to consider and that you want to know before you move out here. There's a lot of development happening, there's a lot of growth happening at this point in time, like I mentioned before. But what is it costing you? What is it that you're actually looking for? Are you looking for nice weather? Are you looking for safety for your family? Are you looking for a cheaper cost of living? Are you looking for a more spread out? Maybe you're done with the city life of everybody being stacked on top of each other. This is going to be a great city for you. Everything's spread out. You have so much room to go anywhere, and there's a lot of things that you can do during the day. Now, contrary to believe, and people that you will talk to, they will tell you that there's nothing to do in this town, but there is quite a bit of stuff to do. You just have to look for it and know where to look. And that I will be posting on the next video. However, I hope you enjoyed this video. That'll conclude my rant for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, you're moving out here and you still have questions about the city, maybe you want to look into homes, please comment on DMs, contact me. The number will be posted down below, and I'll post the links for calendar and everything else. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day.